How do I work this? And you ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. When the days go by, let the water rolling up. When the days go by, water flowing up the rock. Into the blue again, the party song. Once in a lifetime, water flowing up the rock. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
All right, what's up? I'm back. All right. I just want to say hello to people on YouTube, broadcasting live in the room, of course. I figured out the OBS. I can get the screens. I haven't figured out how to overlay the face over the chart. I could get the chart and I could get my face. But again, after a day like this, I'm going to have to put it to you guys. You got to make an effort to come into the room because I can't do two things. I can't do two things at once. Today was one of the best days I've had trading in 25 years. Out of nowhere. I mean, 17 for 17. That's actually a lie, but there was 3 losses in there, but I rectified the losses in the same stock. So in theory, I conquered those trades. I did lose twice on MIK short, got actually smoked on it. And then I made my money back by hammering it there at $10. Even just for this 20-cent pullback, I made all my money back. But every reversal worked. I have not made this much. I've never done this well. I can't say monetarily, because I'm not having 40 grand days like the old days. But I haven't been this right this often in a very long time. Not only are the swing trade longs working, but the swing trade shorts are working. How about that Roku blow off top confirmation? What about that Coop blow off top? I told you it's the same exact trade. Coop, Roku. It was just a matter of time. Thoughts on C? Depends on what you want to do with it, but I'll give it to you. Hold on. If you own it, I'm using. If you're swing trading it, depends on what you want out of it. If you're holding it right now, 68, 67 is an out. If you happen to be in it right this second, it broke out from 66.40, and if you're a swing trader, 66.40 is your out right now. Yeah, I wouldn't even let it go back below 66.40. 67.35 is an out. And if you're in it right now for a day trade, 68.67 is an out. But that's not how I trade, my man. I wake up every day with no intentions of doing anything. But recently, the intraday reversals, okay, hang on, let me see what tunes are coming on. Ooh, some Neil Diamond there. Ooh, Dire Wolf by the Dead. Cool. So really, again, as I explained to you guys in the past, I know you guys have heard this story a million times. You have also. Damn, that's right. Gee, I look like, what's his name? What's that character? Dr. Demento or Steel Face? Usually, what I've seen in my experience tutoring people and mentoring people, a swing trade is basically a day trade that didn't work. And then you hang on to it and you hope for the best. And when that day trade that went wrong becomes a swing trade, and then that swing trade starts to not work out for you, guess what it is now? Well, it's a long-term hold now. We'll see what happens now. We'll hang on to it until it comes back. And that's generally the process. The process for a successful guy, I'm not the best in the world because, you know, my swing trades and investments turned to crap, whatever, 2 years ago with the stupid Yext. I can't tell you enough. Yext, Alibaba, DDD, Amrin, PCG. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But then suddenly it changes, right? The intraday reversals, you hang on to a little bit of it, and those become your good swing trades. I'm talking about PDD. I never heard of this stock in my life. Broke back above 27, 29, 31, and then 33. Then suddenly we're in a swing trade, right? And then you got this OLLI. Never heard of this stock up until earnings day, right? I was like, wow, what the hell is this? This thing's getting hammered. And it got even more hammered. But then we had an intraday range break reversal. And I was like, hey, look, if we can get over that 59.79 area, you have a gap to fill to $64.62. Well, look where the stock is. I sold it yesterday. I didn't hold on to the last 2 points because it rolled over yesterday. I thought it might be a little bit, maybe you ought to get a dip buy on it, but it wound up going to that exact price. So we had the PDD came out of a reversal to the upside. Sorry, I don't want to jump the gun here. OLLI. Then we had lumber freaking liquidators. Lumber freaking liquidators. We've had this conversation. If you go back to the videos, this is all, we all spoke about this, okay? Lumber freaking liquidators. They're grounding up Chinese kids to make their wood. Not only does it cause cancer, it's causing cancer. It's causing all kinds of cancers, right? And they had an accounting fraud. But then suddenly, there was news that the company might be taken private. And apparently that makes the company worth 100% more than it was before the announcement. I don't ask why. If they're going to run this piece of shit stock, I'm going to own it. And once it broke over that 965, there was no real reason for this thing not to get to around $12. And now it's at $13. Oh my God. So now I want to tell you about the one that I'm still in, the one I actually bought more. So if we're going to be making money on it, I think you know which way I'm going with this because I mentioned it on my YouTube channel the other day. Plus, I blasted it out on StockTwits because I'm not nice of a guy. AAOI. For me, again, it's not about what these companies do. It's about the chart pattern coming out of a bottoming formation that I invented called the exhaustion situation formation. And it showed up again, AAOI. And we're buying it. We bought more today, and we're buying more, and we're hanging with this stock because right now, if you're buying it at 11.55, obviously you've missed about our entry price is 9.85, and we bought more today at 10.75. Sorry, 10.50 and 10.75. So of course the average is a lot lower. But if you're buying it here, this thing looks like it could squeeze up to about $16. Okay, so. Let me give you the price exactly. I want to give you the exact price because if this trade works, you'll be like, wow, amazing. Now, right now, it broke 11.20, which was our 1-year VWAP target, but we also have a different target. Here it is. Hang on a second. Oh, let me put the right chart up for me, and then I'll see where it is. So we're coming out of this bottoming formation, right? And we got to, where's the 1-month VWAP? The 1-month VWAP was 950. And we got 3 months. That was the big one. That's where I bought it, 981 break, right? And now we're going 6 months. We just broke the 6 month, right? So I bought more at 1050 and 1085. And now that we're through that, we have nowhere else for this stock to go but to $11.60, which it just hit. So in theory, okay, there's 2 ways to look at this trade. We've won 985 to 1160. That's where we wanted to get this thing going, right? But now that it hit 1060 a day later, we have to expect this thing to give back a little bit because guys like me who are in from 985 are probably going to take some profits. So that being said, if this thing has a little weakness tomorrow but doesn't roll over and die, still loving this thing, but it just hit our exact target. Now, if it breaks 1160, we're looking for it to get to at least $12, and that's where the fun starts. If we can get through that huge consolidation from 12 to 1281, that's the big moment. If we get through that 1281, now we're talking $16.57. That's our target. So again, right now, if you're buying it at 1150, you have that chance it rolls right over back to 985. Still risk rewards in your favor. If we're looking at the stock at 1650, that's what we're looking for. And again, if it breaks 1650, then we're looking at 18 after that. Okay? No. But somebody said the market's going to crash because they fired that guy. Who cares about who cares about any of this stuff? I care about crowd, CRWD, and work. Work. Now that, my friends, is my kind of trade. You get a stock that's slaughtered, tries to rally, and then it rolls over and crushes everybody again, and then it finds some love. And today, you got to think that that bottom is legit now from 24 bucks because it finally went back into a prior candle. It's about time this thing followed through. Now, again, I'm not in it. I was promising that I would hang on to some work, but I heard them talking about it on TV bullishly, and I was like, I hate being on anything that anybody else is talking about. I'm such a contrarian. They're talking about how much they love work down here also. I was like, oh, I'm dumping it. And obviously it's up 75 cents since I sold it. So 26 I got out, and I'm regretting every second of it. But right now, AAOI hit our target, not selling it, looking to buy more. So tomorrow, if this thing gaps down, chops around, even if it's a day or 2 or 3 days, because it's a swing trade / investment, you got to give it some more wiggle room. That's the only thing I own right now. And I keep forgetting I still own INSG, but it's so insignificant that I don't even talk about it. And I can't believe it actually has rallied back from 350 again to 475. So that's been a pretty good trade to buy on dips. And you got the lumber liquidators. We're out of that. PDD, we're out of that. And work finally having, again, why everybody who wants to know why stocks are doing what they do, it's usually because of a short squeeze. The reason this stock is up so much today is that everybody who didn't cover their shorts are covering them today, which then makes the dollar cost averaging losers who are still in this trade from 42. Remember me? Again, let's not forget how this whole saga of work. I am still my trade, $42 live. I did it at the Benzinga Trading Summit. Bought it at 42 bucks. And I only lost a quarter on the trade at the time. I was like, if it breaks 42, it's going right to 42.50, maybe 45. I am still officially the top tick of its life, which I'm kind of proud of in a way, in a sick, demented way. Every time you look at that top tick at 42, that's me. That's me. Anyway, but that also shows you that I have no tolerance for losses anymore. You know, I could have got hammered today on some of these trades, but you know, I take my loss when the loss is warranted. You know, but I've corrected those trades like ENPH, right? ENPH, we finally caught a bottom. You know, that stock was an amazing short thanks to this guy, whoever told me to short ENPH. But then it got down to a level where it looked like it might, you know, give you some love. And it tried and it rolled over and died. So I took a winning trade and almost made it into a losing trade, but luckily I dumped it, and now it would have been a loss, a big loss. But anyway, I just want to let you know, give you that my gift of AAOI, and I gave it to you yesterday. Hopefully you guys jumped in on it. Loving it. Now tomorrow I'm going to love it even more. All right, I already love it, but tomorrow I might go to the point where I'm going ballistic, loving it, like 100 contract, 200 contract, loving it. Because for a stock that has the ability, as you see today, up 8%, the options are still priced as if the stock's never going anywhere. That's the kind of option play that I would take, maybe going out a week or two, because they're not ripping you off. Because the stock has no volatility. It's been dying and dying and dying and dying. It's finally coming back to life. So the option prices don't adjust that quickly. So you're still getting, you know, the October 11s sitting there. And again, nobody really trades these, so you got a big spread. But for 85 cents or $1 going out on an October 11, that wasn't a bad price. You know, considering the stock was $11.25 at the time, you still could have got these at $1. And, you know, I didn't get them, but I'm in the stock. I'm trying to buy them at, you know, I'm sitting there. What am I trying to buy right now? I went to the 27s. Yeah, no one's selling. I'm on the 27, September 27, $11. I'm at 75 cents. Obviously, I'm not getting done. Some got done at 70 before. These are very, very, very fairly priced options for a stock that obviously can move 20, 30%. And if the squeeze takes off, we're talking about another 4 or 5 points. You're talking about triple, quadruple your money on this trade. So loving this AAOI. Obviously loving it because I'm in at a cost average around 10 and a quarter right now. Stock's at 11.50, exactly where I thought. Normally I'm a seller here. I usually take half my position off, but I'm letting this ride. I did sell a couple of hundred shares just to take something off, but that was just my day trade portion of the AAOI. I like this trade. I really do. And there's no doubt I've been on fire lately on these swing trades, and that's something I have not done well in many, many months. Many, basically just got blown up in the last couple of trades. AMD, 32.50 calls, destroyed. The PCG is just insane. When that thing broke $20, I'm buying the $25 calls, just loving it. Stock's at $10 right now. Thank God I bought only options. DDD, we were telling this story the other day, got crushed in that. I mean, really just awful. Upwork, I was in that, lost money. Box, lost, but I made some money on this last move up. But really has not been my forte, But now, again, we're in this market that never wants to go down. So if you're getting an upside reversal, that's usually a nice pivot point for the stock. And that's turning into these pretty damn good swing trades. And that is why I'm bringing this AAOI to you, But love it more tomorrow if it sells off. Love it even more if it sells off again. Because we know the breakout price is 11.60. So let it do nothing for 3 days. I don't care. But when it breaks 11.60, go for it. Because you're going to get another squeeze probably. And it pulls back to 10.85, maybe we're looking at it there. So you want to see what a squeeze looks like? Take a look at PIR. You want to talk about the stock market not being rational? Here it is. Here it is right here for you. You want to try to tell me that this company is going out of business. This is Pier 1. They're shutting down their stores. This company will be out of business probably within a year and a half. Look at the stock today. They did a reverse split a couple of days ago. Stock's up 400%. It's ridiculous. And by the way, if you were wondering, my son inadvertently got one call right yesterday. He said you can't lay the points with the Saints, but he wasn't confident enough to let me put any money on it. But still, he went 10 for 10, and we'll see how he does next week. That'll be big. See what he does next week with his top picks. But yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff going on. By the way, this PIR, look what it just did. I just mentioned it. It goes up another 30 cents. He actually thinks the Jets are going to beat Cleveland. I think the Jets, I look at the Jets schedule, I see them winning 2 games all year. Obviously, I have the under. I'm taking, I don't see it. I see a Cleveland team that was embarrassed. I think they're going to come out and they have better players than the Jets. I think it's not even going to be a game. I think it's going to be a humiliating loss for the Jets again. And then they're going to go into New England and they're going to get blown out. And they're going to go to Philly and they're going to get hammered. And then they're going to go and they got to go play whatever. They're going to be 0-6 before you know it. And then at 0-6, they might beat the Giants. They might beat the Redskins. And they might beat Miami or Buffalo once. So there's your 4 wins. You're not winning more than 4 games. But for me, it doesn't even matter. The way I bet every year, it's the same bet. I know the Jets are not winning the Super Bowl, right? We all agree. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, right? So they're not going 16-0 either, right? So this is the only time where the guy at the casino who keeps betting on black because Reds come up 13 times in a row and he thinks it has to come up black and he keeps betting on black, waiting for it to hit. And next thing you know, 19, 23, 70. Red could keep coming up. There's no way in hell the Jets are going to win 15 games in a row. Would you agree? So you can't lose. You can legitimately lose 100 hands in blackjack in a row. So that theory about doubling your bet every week, there's no way the Jets are winning the next 15 games. So I'm betting $500 against them, okay? I'm betting Cleveland next week. And if they happen to beat Cleveland, it doesn't matter what the odds are, I'm betting $1,000 on New England because there's no way they're winning. And if I lose that, I'm taking $1,500 and I'm betting it on the Eagles. And if I have to, I'll bet $3,000 against them again. They're not going to win. They're never going to win more than 4 games all year. You can't lose. You can't lose. Just to start out small. You start out with 20, 30 bets, depending on what your risk, what your tolerance is. There's no way they're winning 15 games in a row. There's no way they're winning 4 games. I just take the money line. I don't even worry about the spread. I will lay out $7,000 to win whatever. I'm going to have to lay out like $3,200 to probably win 400 on that New England game, but I'm going to do it because they're not going to win. And it doesn't matter. Even if I lose 10 grand, they're not going to win the next week. If I have to put 100 grand on them, they're never going to win 15 games in a row. Ever. Nobody ever does. And especially the Jets. And thank you to live betting. Even when they're ahead, I could get more odds on them. Thank you for live betting. Do you know that I got a bet in? It was when the Jets were up by 16, it went to 1,200. For every 100 you bet, you got 1,200 back, right? By the time I got my bet in, because I had a shitty signal, the Bills scored 3. It went down to 660, but I still got it. I put $50 on it, getting 660 plus 660. What a humiliating game that was, too. Anyway, the markets never go down. The Jets are never winning the Super Bowl. You can make a lot of money on that. By the way, the market's never going down. Let me explain why. Again, I'm still in the imminent crash, but as I've been reading on the blogospheres, and I've been telling you guys this story, by the way, MIK new highs. So sick. So sick. The stock was $4 the other day. You know why the market's not going down? Because the bearishness is starting to spread. If everyone's convinced, for real, like I was, that's why I was kind of scared. After 2009, 2010, I was like, wow, we are legitimately never going down ever again. The market was just saved by the government. We're never going down. I thought there would be moments where we would try to go down, but I was pretty convinced we were going to go for 8 straight years, and we got it. Now I'm not so convinced, but it seems like there is a lot of skepticism, a lot of people actually betting against this market, a lot of people who are bearish. That means we're not going down. We are not going down because the skepticism is also known as the wall of worry. And how does the market climb? It climbs the wall of worry. Because what happens is, again, I'm not the schmuck that I used to be, right? Schmuck, asshole, loser, shorter guy that I used to be. Every time the market would start rolling over, I was like, this is it. Oh, I better short the diamonds. No more of that. I could be skeptical, but I'm keeping my money because I'm never, ever betting against this market. Ever again. Ever again. Overnight. If the market starts to tank tomorrow, sure, I'll short some stuff. But I am never, ever betting against this market. Ever, ever again. Ever. And as long as there's continuously short squeezes happening one after another, like this work and AAOI and OLLI and Ulta had a nice move finally today. And what the hell ever this Michael store is that unbelievable. Stock was $4 the other day. It's 10. Pier 1's up 600%. Lumber Liquidators up 100%. Everyone's telling me that this market is so absurd that it has to go down soon, but it doesn't go down. So I ain't going to fight it. I'll just stay in my little box here, trade what I know, show some people what I know, and that's it. You're never getting me to short this market. Ever. Intraday, sure. Intraday, that's it. I'm in control. Look at this MIK. I was thinking about, I had 10,000 shares short of this thing. And I was thinking, all right, here we go. Here comes the rollover. And then when it didn't break 1078, I was like, all right, this trade's probably over. And I got stopped out at 988. And now look at it, breaking highs. The stock's up 3,000, 17 billion% for the week, and it's still going. People are dying to buy stocks still. It's insane. But I also want to bring one more thing to your attention. What's our penny stock? INGR? No. What's our penny stock that we bought yesterday? We actually bought a penny stock. Now you know we're going completely batshit. What was it? I don't even remember. You made me go dig it up. What's this penny stock that we bought yesterday and this morning? I can't find it. Thank you. How'd you know? And we're all up like 8% on this trade too. This is sick. If we're making money on penny stocks, oh man, this crash is right around the corner. Actually, stop calling it a crash. Nice correction. That nice 5 to 7% scary 3 days of just, oh my God, are we ever going to go up? But every trade is working. And to me, that's just bringing on more skepticism. Come on, we bought a penny stock for God's sakes, and it's up. It never happens. I mean, really? MIK, AAOI, lumber liquidators, really? Really? Even INSG. INSG, people, went from 350 back to 475. Hell's freezing over. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets go 0-16. I think they'll beat the Bills. They'll beat the Bills the next time. They'll beat Miami once. And they might beat the Redskins or the Giants. So that you might get 3-4 wins tops. Just nuts. I mean, really, every trade isn't just every trade today, man. I mean, any idea. And by the way, the Roku short, right? I mean, it did come out of that bottom range, by the way, if you were still looking for it as a possible little buy right there. Here, look. Right? It had to capitulate one more time, form the new range, and finally you got some buying out of the bottoming range back to where it was originally. All right, let's listen to some Dead. I'll be back.
I was walking around Wilderness Valley. Not a chill to the winter, but a dip to the air. From the other direction, she was calling mine. It could be an illusion, but I might as well try. Might as well try. She had rings on her fingers and belts on her shoes. And I knew without asking she was into love. She wore scarlet begonias, tucked into her clothes. I knew right away she was not like other girls, In the thick of the evening when the evening got rough, she was too packed to open and too cool to puff. As I picked up my matches and was closing the door,
Hey, by the way, if anybody is in the tri-state area, I have a beautiful bedroom set that I'd like to get rid of. I'm not kidding. Spent like thousands of dollars on this thing. And my wife thought it was a good idea to buy my daughter a bigger bed. So now I got all this bed stuff that I want a bed. Nice wood headboard. Speaking of Pier 1, I think it was either Pier 1 or whatever that other place is.
Oh, Scarlet Madonas are a touch of the blue. And there's nothing wrong with the left that's in right. I had to learn the hard way to learn that's life.
Ooh, that's it. Yeah, I remember that name. Hey, what's up? Hang on, you're on live with YouTube. I gotta take this call. I'll see you guys. Come into the room or email me. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up, man?